Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to review week 11 of the 2024 NFL Dream Team season. And another good week for ourselves. Seems to be a bit of a roll the past few weeks. With the 573 this week, which was top 7% for the round, which was nice. And another 150 points in the overall, 153 ranks up overall, so just outside the top 500 now, but moving in the right direction, which is what we want to see. So yeah, get the confetti, thanks for coming. If we have a look at the team, so we had Jalen Hurts VC on Thursday night or Friday morning, I suppose, Australian time. Only got a 36, so we just left the captaincy on Josh Allen, and that worked out quite well with a 49. Obviously, the VC would have been better suited on Saquon Barkley, who scored 65. A couple of massive runs in the fourth quarter, really boosting that score. I forgot to mention Drake May continues to chug along nicely, 37 this week, so still making some good money. Pretty sure the break-even's still quite friendly too, so we'll hang on to him a little bit longer. I guess outside of Saquon, the rest of our running backs were a little bit flat. Derrick Henry only a 21. Bijan with the 16. Kamara with the 21. So you can see Henry, Bijan actually losing a bit of cash. Devon Achane with the 36. So pretty handy number this week, given we do have quite a few players on bye. And Bucky Irving, pretty sure Tampa had the bye this week. I will have to just quickly check through the list. Yeah, so he should be back on deck this week, unless we want to, I guess, potentially trade. But given the amount of trades we've got left, I don't foresee that to be viable. Our wide receivers, so Jamar Chase with a 46. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, Chase, pretty good form. Just can't seem to get the wins. Amon-Ra St. Brown, talk about teams in form. Detroit are carving up at the moment, 67 points from him. Justin Jefferson was a bit unders with 22. Cooper Kupp was quite good, 2 touchdowns in his 51. JSN was the trade-in we had this week. 33 was quite a good score. Imagine his break-even would still be quite nice at negative 26. So we may have to hold him a little bit longer. AJ Brown with just the 18, so obviously Saquon was the main man there this week at Philly. Xavier Worthy went all right though with 29, so he should have reset his break even a little bit, and a nice matchup against Carolina this week. Juju come back and actually played, but only scoring a 2, so just has to walk out on the field or make a bit more cash, but the Hopkins trade really did stitch us up there for cash gen. Travis Kelce also didn't seem to get much of it, just 3 points this week, but fortunately we had Brock Bowers. So Laporta was originally in, Bowers on the bench, but Laporta was a late out, or late-ish out. So we brought Bowers in. He probably would have come in anyways, the auto emergency. But 50 points for him. So I think it was mostly just work, like 12 receptions, something ridiculous. Bates did well, obviously, on the back of Detroit doing well, 24 points. Cardi just did 8. Then the Kansas City Chiefs defense continues to probably underperform with just the 2 points. Washington outscoring them yet again with 4. I didn't want the eliminator. Don't even know what the eliminator is, if I'm being honest. No, I was eliminated anyway. But yeah, just have a look at the head-to-head. So got the win by about 30 over the TD inspectors. So I thought I was in a little bit of trouble early with this matchup when something didn't go right, but I don't know what it was, just looking at the scores. Lamar Jackson was just a 31. Obviously, Pittsburgh has a rock solid defense, so um, that's acceptable for him to have one off week. Joe Mixon was quite good with 67. CeeDee Lamb with 28 was solid, but lacking a tight end. So missed out on Laporta and Kincaid also out. So that was just unlucky there. So that was probably the difference in the end. If he had Bowers, for example, would have got the win. But just having a look through, there's a 589 for Cut My Balls continuing to streak away. But there was a monster 672 from Beard 82. So it looks like Captain Joe Mixon was a smart move today. 67 points for him. But he had Saquon, he had Cooper Cup, Bowers, Montgomery with a 46 was good. Jordan Love with 41 is a great return. Jamar Chase as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And solid returns from Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, Jefferson. Nico Collins only with the 14, so he was one we were going to trade in this week, but I think after that 14, break even of 57, does have a nice matchup against the Titans, but we can wait a week or two and, sort of get him a bit closer to JSN's price for that final upgrade at wide receiver. So, yeah, so that was easily the top score this week. Yeah, I think we'll just leave with that, and we'll look at some break evens. So if we go to break evens, so MVS sort of had a couple of big weeks there at New Orleans, but on the bye this week, so it could be one to grab next week if you're just looking for some quick cash. Malik Willis, continues to sit on the bench. JSN, so probably one more week. As you can see, his break even is expected to revert after this week. So I don't know if it's worth the 1 week punt, but potentially could be. Jamar Chase, so he's still making money, which is pretty cool. On the bye this week, so not a trade in. And then probably only has that one more week. That was off the back of his 90 something last week, I suppose. Taysom Hill had his one big game for the year with the 76, so would not recommend bringing him in, despite New Orleans not having too much going on. They're on the bye this week anyway, so it doesn't make sense to do it this week. You might say, well, he's got a couple of weeks of price rises, but I don't think they'll be that extreme. He won't score 76 every week. Cheap kicker, I guess, if you're looking to make cash that way. I mean, there's worse ideas than that. Pearsall back off. I know they didn't have the bye this week. I was going to say off his bye, just didn't play. So that's unfortunate if you brought him in. Benson, did they have the bye this week? Arizona, can't remember. But a little bit, maybe, if you are looking to get a playing number this week and, a bit of a cash grab as well, I think Benson's not the worst shout. Would have to do some research on the strength of Seattle's run defense. But, yeah, you might just do it anyway, just for, like I said, pure numbers. Gesicki on the bye, so no need to worry about that. Jameis Winston sort of continues to go all right against Pittsburgh this week, so I'd probably avoid bringing him in now. After that, some sort of cheapish wide receivers, but not really going to be reliable. Anthony Richardson had a good game. I know we had him at the start of the year, but pretty happy with my quarterback situation. Probably not worth the risk. Detroit's been pretty good defensively too this year, so probably one to skip. Brock Bowers is hard to get in, given his price and, given how sort of underwhelming a lot of the tight ends have been. There's not a lot of cash there, but might be like a must-have sort of situation because of that as well. Um, Juwan Jennings got a fair bit of work actually in the last game against Seattle, I saw. So still at that mid price. But I think, if they continue to ramp up McCaffrey, Debo, he could sort of regress a little bit. So probably not in for me. Um, yeah, after that, we're not really finding too much. Cooper Rush, if you just need a cheap playing quarterback. So obviously, 34 this week was clearly his best return. And if he can obviously continue that next week against Washington, we'll make some cash. Monroe St. Brown, break even of 0. So he will increase in cash next week. Might be your last chance to get him. Um, don't know if we need to go any further, but we'll flip the script. So McCaffrey with a break even of 90. So on the bubble this week, definitely worth a wait. Get a bit of value, bring him in. Um, Derrick Henry, not a panic trade, but definitely not one to trade in this week. Just wait for the price. Um, After that, some older quarterbacks, some younger quarterbacks. Nico Collins is a wait. Jalen Hurts, potentially he's peaked based on the break even, but Philly's in good form, and he's always a chance at the touchdowns. I wouldn't trade out. Copy and paste for Lamar Jackson. Um, CD Lamb, still leaking cash. Could be a hold. I guess, if you've got sort of everyone else as a gun, he is still the number one man there at Dallas. Um, yeah, after that, I mean, all these guys, you know what they're capable of, and sort of, I guess their break evens are above their average, so it's just whether you want to keep them or not. Kamara, probably thinking about trading, just given, no Derek Carr at the moment. But yeah, I guess it's something we can look at now. So, do have a few players on bye this week. We will play May, take 30 points, that's fine. Um, we can definitely plug HN in, and I guess if we have to, we'll play Irving. And, Xavier Worthy can probably cover for Chase. So we don't necessarily need to trade. Um, I guess we do have 7 mil in the bank, so it does give us a little bit of flexibility. Um, but I guess as we've discussed previously, we did sort of leave one trade aside for Nico Collins at our sort of wide receiver 6 type area. Um, McCaffrey would be nice to get in, but we do want to sort of keep a couple of trades up our sleeve for injuries, and then ultimately trying to keep 3 trades for week 18, and make that big final leap in the overall ranks. That's the theory anyway. So don't know if we will do any trades this week. Um, and saying that, I guess if we could upgrade Schuster to someone, we probably would. Um, so this is based off total points. Okay, what if we go average? So yeah, Nico Collins is still a few mil away. Like I said, it'd be nice if we can bridge the gap to JSN. It'd be ideal if we could upgrade Smith Schuster, but not likely to happen. Just looking through. I thought one that would be a bit higher would be George Pickens. He's been pretty good of late, getting quite a lot of targets, I thought, but obviously just not translating into Dream Team points. So you can see 3 of his last 4 above 20. which is nice. So basically, I guess uh, probably trying to work out when Russell Wilson come in, but we can probably go fantasy stats. Go to where's his receptions? So yeah, 7, 3, 3, 5, 4, 5, 8 this week was quite good. I guess it's just the touchdowns, only getting 2 touchdowns, although admittedly they've been in the last 4 weeks, which is pretty handy. I do like Debo, but probably not based off what we've seen recently from him. Tyreek's an interesting one. He's always capable of that touchdown upside. Nice fixture against New England. What's his fixture like coming up? So New England, Green Bay's at Lambeau is not the easiest, but the Jets haven't been great. I mean, pretty decent sort of run. Not the easiest, but definitely not the toughest. Let's just have a look. So yeah, so sort of with Tua back, he's sort of producing 20s, 30s. Let's just have a look. He's just 2 touchdowns last 2 weeks. Yeah, so getting some decent reception. So it's not really a pod though at 30%. So compared to if we go back up to Collins, find him right at the top. At only 12.5, that would be a bit more of a pod move, I think. So maybe we just stick to the plan. Don't do any trades this week. Um, and now we'll just run with the team we've got available. Um, Makes it pretty easy for making decisions on play, sit, maybe just tight end we need to consider. Detroit against Indianapolis could be good given their form. So we might just have to see how Laporta's going. Kansas City at Carolina. I think we've got to play Kelsey. Vegas against Denver. So you'd think out of the three, Bowers has probably got the toughest fixture, but he's averaging 24.5 points a game. He's just scored 50. Don't think the Raiders have got too many other options to throw to, honestly. So I think you've got to play him. I think we'll just sit Laporta and see how we go. So then just captain, vice captain. So the Thursday night game, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, we don't have anyone. Um, so Tuesday, Monday night game. So the Chargers, Baltimore. So we could do Henry, but like I guess looking at Philadelphia plays in the Sunday night football game. So I think we can go Hurts as captain, and then we pick an upside play early, and I am walking very closely at 1T Kelsey against Carolina. Not that they've been terrible, but it's just probably one that they can dominate. The Chiefs, they'll want to bounce back from their loss. Although the Vikings against Chicago, Jefferson's an option. Houston. So obviously, if you've got Nico Collins, I do like that option against the Titans. Amon-Ra St. Brown against the Colts, potentially. There are some nice matchups this week. But I think I will go with Travis Kelsey. I think it'll be a bit of a point of difference, potentially, although putting it out on the internet might make it less so. But it could easily be Jefferson too when you watch this video next week. But yeah, it'll only be if he's going off. Sort of we do have a bit of time then to put in a Kamara or something like that. Where does Tampa Bay play? Can't even see. Oh, so they play 4 a.m. chance at 4 a.m. I guess it'll be like Henry could swap out quite easily, and you just get him as auto emergency. So yeah, so there's definitely the VC loophole on this week. It's just who we want to back in for our VC, and I'll go against the averages, I think. But yeah, we'll wrap the video up there. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NFL content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.